Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Eccoci qua. Allora, vediamo un po' la storia. Sì. Scusate, avevo le cuffie staccate. Buona serata, sì, buongiorno a tutti. Buonanotte. Buonanotte. Allora, andiamo giù,
This chef looks popular today. Wonder what the occasion is.
Si sente amplificato.
Butterfly Dew Cosmetics now on sale. Huh, looks like it.
Ma si sente la mia voce?
Oh, Segwin's here too.
E come si sente?
Hey there, Segwin.
Ok, un attimo che faccio un controllo audio. Non vorrei che rimbombasse. No. Ok, a posto.
Hello there, Traveler and Paimon. I hope you're keeping yourselves fit and healthy. You bet we are. So anyway, what are you doing here, Segwin? The Duke insists I take regular vacations in the court of Fontaine. This one just so happened to coincide with a promotion for a new skincare product, so I came over to take a look. I like to keep up with the latest industry developments when I can, to help me with my magazine articles. Wait, you write? For a magazine? Which one? It's called Beautés en Fleur, and it's run by the Fontaine Beauty Association. I've done lots of articles about skincare for them. Oh, wow! You're a maritime What's up? I really like this role. The staff at cosmetics shops are always so polite. Well, they sure don't want to make an enemy of... Obviously, it's because of Segwin's love for beauty. Still, a leader of the beauty is... The truth is, I study this field because I cherish my own appearance. It has nothing to do with being beautiful and... Oh, the words of a master beautician defy comfort... Not really. Actually, Melusine aesthetics are very different. If I had to describe our approach, I'd say it's based on cuteness.
Non leggo tutte queste minchiate.
Oh, yep. It turns out my knowledge and experience is pretty popular with beauty products. Oh, Paimon gets it now. But...
Come mai sembri umana?
Ooh, wait, sorry. That was probably... No, I don't mind. I'm not mixed, though. If you're interested. A shape-shifting story?
Allora, tanto tempo fa...
Long ago, humans rejected Melusines,
gestavano le
and Melusines feared humans. There was one Melusine who became fascinated with human medicine, but no human wanted her help. And there was one girl who liked Melusines, so no humans would make friends with her. So, the Melusine became the girl's friend, and the girl became the Melusine's patient. Your checkup's all done. You're still in perfect health.
Quindi è una dottoressa.
Thank you, Dr. Melusine.
Ce l'avevamo già incontrato un'infermiera. Era lei.
In this game of doctor and patient, a friendship was born. Then, one day, The girl fell ill. The Melazine was the only doctor to arrive on time, but the adults sent her away.
Scram! Melazines can't be trusted!
Non ci sono delle melusine. Piuttosto che non
So just
curate.
because I'm not human,
Quindi solo perché non sono
I
umano,
can't
non
save
posso
my
darle
best
una vera
friend.
amica.
In desperation, the Melazine approached the frightening witch. She begged and begged until she got a reply.
Non posso dare una risposta.
If you take this potion, concocted of sin, you will gain a human face and grow human limbs. But then, you will lose everything that attracted this friend of yours to you in the first place. Can you accept that?
Poterlo accettare?
The Melazine did not hesitate for very long. On a rainy night, a little doctor knocked on the girl's door. The doctor wore a hood and raincoat, maybe to protect her from the rain, but maybe also to hide a secret. The little doctor held the girl's hand and treated her illness, just as she had so many times before. Dawn came, and the little girl's condition improved. But the little doctor was long gone, for she knew her friend would never recognize her again. And so, since then, I've lived my life in human form. Most people who know me just think I was born this way.
Ooh, a witch? A potion?
Trust me,
It must be the way you told it then. It just sounds so... Yeah! Not every Melazine would take human form to save their human friend. That must have been a huge...
Treating patients is a doctor's duty. We must always find a way.
It's so crazy.
Well,
I'm on too!
Attention customers! Thank you all for waiting. Now, on behalf of our skincare partner, I'm delighted to announce that our exciting new...
there we go. Let's have a look, shall we? Paimon, really?
Personal advice right from a leader of the Fontaine Beauty Association?
Allow me to introduce our newest skin lotion, Butterfly Dew. I'm sure many of you have already read about this product. To say that it improves skin quality is an understatement. This product gets its name from the way it transforms yours. We are thrilled to have the inventor of this fantastic product with us here today. Please welcome Mr. Rawat, a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Now, without further ado, I'll hand over...
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Rawat, and I developed Butterfly.
Wow, he's a researcher? Wow, he's...
It seems that everyone is surprised by my entry. I'm well aware that researchers are generally better known for their brains than their dashing good looks. In that regard, I do believe I break the mold some. Of course, appearance is a skin-deep way of defining a person. And yet one's appearance can be a very real set of shackles that can rob a young person of their self-confidence when applying for a job. Dissuade a young lady from approaching the one she loves. But what if I told you that those shackles, if our appearance prevents us from changing, then let us first change our appearance itself. Wash away moles, birthmarks, and wrinkles, and they can no longer rob us of our confidence. Replace them with luster. That is why Butterfly Dew exists. Its mission is to allow us to shed our pupae, undergo a complete metamorphosis, and embrace a new...
Well, whether it actually works or not, after that speech, Paimon's up.
Mr. Rawat,
Of course, I tried it many times while I was testing it. You can consider me a product...
Wow, then it's...
Still, I don't expect to convince you just by blowing my own trumpet. So, could I get a volunteer from the audience to try it out? Oh, what an honor! It appears we have a giant of the Fontaine Beauty Association here with us. In that case...
Oh, is that a maritime flower? They say she's the pickiest user.
Here you go.
It's very kind to the skin, and the absorption rate is high.
Wow, now that's high praise.
I'll take one. Any discount?
All right. Well, all that remains for me to say is... Butterfly Dew is...
No, secondo me c'è anche dietro una fregatura.
Think we should buy a bottle too?
Pensi che dovremmo comprare una boccetta anche noi?
Well, it's still good to care for your skin though, right? Paimon definitely feels... And if you're worried about whether it's the right product for you, well, luckily for us, Seedream's here!
Il calore della menzogna, vedi? Qualcosa di falso c'è.
It's an honor to receive such high praise from you. To be honest, I was also hoping you might be able to point out some flaws in the product.
With most skincare products, the pros and cons only become apparent with long term. But yeah, this one has instant benefits, improving skin quality without any obvious side effects. Don't worry though, I plan to keep using it, and I'll publish regular reviews in Beauté's Ampleur. You can read my thoughts there.
Oh, I was hoping for a more casual conversation, but you are a beauty association leader after all.
Seedream? Oh, excuse us, Miss Beauty Expert.
Wait, are you the renowned traveler?
That's right, and by his side...
Well, I don't normally handle customer questions personally, but since it's the traveler asking, Butterfly Dew is made for all skin types, so no matter who you are, you can rest assured that it will be kind to your skin. If anything, it might be marginally more effective on Fontanian skin, but...
Why would it work better on Fontanian?
In the interests of protecting my trade secrets, I'm afraid I can't answer.
Alright then.
Save yourself the trouble. I'd be greatly honored to have both of you use my product. Here, take 2 bottles for free.
Paimon's private funds survive!
I can see why you might think that, but please don't misunderstand. This gift is, to me, finding new customers for...
Admirers of physical...
It's nothing to be ashamed. This is a fact of...
You're right.
Look at the time. My apologies, but I have other things to attend to. I'll leave you with these 2 bottles of Butterfly Dew, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Paimon, I'd say there's no need for you and the Traveler to use this product for now.
Why? Is there a problem?
The quality is fine. I just think there's room for improvement. I think I could add some ingredients.
Really? Then why didn't you tell Rawat?
Researchers are a very special breed of human. You can point out their flaws to their face and they won't mind very much. But if you tell them that someone else could do it better, if I've mentioned it, he probably wouldn't have given you those 2 bottles. Fair. If you're interested in the more effective version, I can write up a list of ingredients for you.
When you say more effective, you mean...
As for me, it's probably time I got back to the Fortress of Maripede.
Alright, see you there then!
Va bene, allora ci vediamo lì.
Time to go.
Per mettere i dati nella lista. Ora dobbiamo trasferirci, pensavo che erano qua dietro. E invece... Aspetta.
Just up ahead, Traveler! The ingredients for Seedream should be nearby!
Dovrebbero essere quelli, quindi c'è un combattimento, mi sa.
Time to go. Time to go. Wind strike.
Shine down!
Allow me!
Wind strike! There is no escape!
Let's move out. need.
Ok. Andiamo di là. Sopra però.
Let's move out. Rest and rebuild! Let's move out. Let's move out. Whoa, the infirmary is
Please, you have to believe me. I saw it with my own eyes last night. Another
Got it? Okay. I've written down everything you told me. Now, I have a few tests to run. First, which finger am I?
Your index finger, but I'm telling you, my mental state...
Very good.
Your Grace, it's been a while.
Ah, it's you two. Indeed it has. I would offer you some tea, but I'm afraid the timing...
No worries. Actually, we were looking for Seedween. Do you?
This inmate came running to the guards in a panic, claiming to have seen his exact doppelganger.
A doppelganger?
That's what I thought when the report first reached my desk. But we've inspected our records. Considering how certain he is of what he saw, I can only surmise that he's having some mental issues. So I brought him for a medical evaluation.
Alright, very good. Evaluation complete. I couldn't find any symptoms.
I see. So do you still believe there's more likely to...
I have to assume so for now. Psychological issues are more difficult to detect. At this stage, we
The
can...
rumor mill will go crazy if word of this gets out. Guards, take him to the ward for a period of observation. The Marechaussee Phantom has requested my cooperation on the case, otherwise I'd deal with this myself. Sorry for the trouble, head nurse, but I'll have to leave this to you.
No problem, Your Grace. I'll add him to my observation list.
By the way, we have a couple of guests here who've made the trip just to see you. I imagine it must be important. You probably won't need to add them to your observation.
Oh, Traveler! Hey there,
Adrian? It's...
I'll be in my office if you desperately need me.
Okay, bye-bye. So, Cedrine...
Would you mind waiting for just a moment? I have another patient to see. Oh, sure.
Segui, we've brought him. And he seems to have taken a turn.
Okay, don't panic. Let's start by sitting him down.
Paimon had no idea how busy it can get for Cedrine. Maybe now's not the time to ask for her help with skincare. Good point. Besides, it might actually be interesting to observe.
This could hurt. So I suggest you...
Did his face melt? What happened to him?
It's anyone's guess. His face melted off shortly after arriving at the fortress. But since he's a serious offender, he can't be allowed out for medical treatment. Best we can do for now is ask the head nurse to give him something to manage. Oh, this is gonna be awkward. We still need to bring him to the Marechaussee Phantom for questioning. What if he scares them half to death?
The Marechaussee Phantom? Does this have something to do with the case Risley's dealing with?
Yep, it was a huge case. They bagged a few dozen crooks in one fell swoop. And this guy's the baddest apple of the bunch. He harmed countless people. And now, it looks like it's all finally catching up. You done gawking?
Not yet. I need to check the severity of your ulcers to decide the right... Don't worry. We Melazines have a very different sense of aesthetics from humans. To me, he just looked like a little kitty with slightly...
Don't patronize me. Do I look like a kid to you? Just give me the minute. Hey, lose the attitude. You dare talk back to our head nurse like that again?
Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to apply the medication. Look how nice Cedrine's being. And he's so practical.
Can I leave now?
Wow, not a peep.
Thank you, Segui. And I apologize for the trouble.
So, Traveler,
we did, but we don't want to interfere or anything.
Oh, don't be silly. I agreed to it, didn't I? Just hand me the ingredients, and I'll make some. Take a rest here if you want. Or, if you're not tired, I hear they're holding a new pancreation tournament.
Or alternatively, is there anything we could help you with? That's right! Let us help you out! It's the least...
Good point. Don't worry. I'll take a look at my schedule. I'm sure I can find... I gotta warn you, though. It'll be tiring work. So I suggest you take a break first.
We're ready, Cedrine! What's our first mission?
I found the perfect job for the Traveler. First, I'd like you to lie...
What for?
I need you to pretend to... What? Oh, is it that difficult? I thought you did a pretty... Oh, I sure did. He was way more interesting than the usual malingering inmates. And you played along very well, Paimon.
Well, this is awkward.
No time to explain. My next patient will be here any second. Please just do as I say. You can, pretend like you've got a nest.
Okay.
Salve. Sono qui soltanto
Hey,
per mia
Doc.
madre che si
Well, your mother has enough on her plate with a busy job. The last thing she needs is to worry about you being sick as... I know. I shouldn't treat the place like a playground. Shouldn't go swimming in the lower levels where we join up with the sea. Because I thought I'd be able to have some fun here at the fortress for a few days. But it's always, don't do this, and don't do... All right. Sit yourself down and I'll take your temperature. Your fever still hasn't gone down.
But Doc, it's so bitter. Do I really have to drink it? I mean, I'll be fine, right? Can't you just write me a note saying I'm on the mend? I just need some...
Hush, huh? Well, if you want to rely on your own immune system to clear up your fever, then you'll have to tough it out.
Hang in there, Traveler! Are you gonna puke? Paimon can get you a paper bag!
As long as you're tough enough to get through the nausea and dizziness caused by the high fever, you'll be right as rain after... And...
Hey! Wake up!
Put it this way. I think maybe of course. It's so bitter. All done.
Great job, you two. That kid really doesn't know what's good for him.
His mother's a guard. He was quite happy at first. He seemed to think that the Fortress of Mirapede would be...
So you made us put on that act just to scare a kid into taking...
It's a technique.
Oh, you had a teacher? Was she a...
She was human. Oh, no, it's fine. I really liked my teacher. So she was a traveling doctor. And since she didn't have a clinic, she'd go out and visit her patients. She used to say, if you can scare the little brats into taking their medicine, you won't have...
She sounds like a pretty strict...
Strict? Well, that's not how my teacher saw it. She thought of herself as terrifying.
Strange way for a doctor to describe themselves. Now Paimon's curious to know what she looks like. Oh, wow, yeah, okay, yeah.
All the children she treated thought she was a witch.
Why does it almost sound like you're envy?
Oh, because I am. If she was here, all the children would take their medicine without
A doctor who looks like a witch.
Oh, me, honey, that's actually... Oh, my neck chipping.
Avanti con la prossima. Dopo una decina di pazienti.
Well, thanks to you two.
Should we get some rest?
Oh, there is one last thing. I have to keep it confidential.
Confidential?
Are you sure? It's fine. You're not living here anymore, so it's okay if you know. All it is I have to...
Wait, you mean those?
My patients refuse to eat any healthy meals I prepare in front of them. So I have to prep the ingredients in secret, then let the chef at the coupon cafeteria.
Considering even the chefs...
You want to find out?
Posso aiutarti un'altra volta?
The ingredients are ready.
Ingredienti sono pronti. Ora
Now, put them on the tape. First, we add this special slime condensate. Stir it thoroughly, then pour it in.
Aggiungo un po' di
See that?
Sembra che buonissima gelatina, vero?
Yeah, it really does.
Next up, xenochromatic crystals. But you want to crush them up into a...
Wait, are those from Fontamer Aberrants? Are you sure they're edible?
Finally, Blue needs some high-protein meat. Frogs are an excellent choice. Just... Oh! And we're done. All that's left now is to pack them. Yesterday in the production zone, I noticed an inmate who's been working for 2 days straight. That means it's a healthy meal.
Siegewing really does have the inmate's best interest.
Ricordiamoci che dopo giochiamo a vediamo se si è sbloccata quella missione. Ma io posso scegliere?
Breathtaking.
Ah, head nurse. Got some extras for me?
Just the one today. The serial number's on the lid.
Sounds good. I'll make sure it gets delivered.
Sounds like they're talking in code.
Thanks for your help.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I only wish I could do more. You work so...
That won't do. If you reduce your sleeping hours...
All right. Nurse's orders.
I'm done with work for today.
Seems like the guards and staff here have a lot of respect for you, Siegewing. In just one day of helping you with your...
Head nurse, please, wait. I'm sorry to disturb you this late at night, but I think you'll agree.
Okay.
The guard at the observation ward, Odilon, he told me to pass on a message to you. One of the inmates there, the guy suffering from possible hallucinations, well, he seems to have made a...
You were right to tell me. We'll have to examine...
Looks like we've got one job as medical assistants left. We'll come with... Let's move out.
Ah, head nurse. You're finally here. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you, but I believe, after giving it some thought, I'm sure that I was probably just seeing things. It's stress-related, I imagine. I'd been working long hours, so I definitely wasn't in the best state of mind.
I totally understand. Still, I have to give you an examination before I can discharge you, okay? So, take a deep breath and don't be nervous. It'll be the exact same procedure.
Again, so sorry. I was in such a state this morning, I barely recall anything.
Not at all. It's a lot to remember. First up, we have a little...
Your pinky.
All right, all indicators...
So it was a stress-induced hallucination?
Well, we've certainly had previous cases of mental illness caused by overwork, which is why I carefully observe everyone in the production zone.
Please, head nurse, you shouldn't blame yourself. I'm just still adapting, that's all. But thanks for looking after me. I'll be as good as new after a good night's sleep. And if you can give me the okay,
It can be difficult to relax in an... I suggest you take 2 days off to focus on your recovery. I'll take you off the observation list for now.
Great. I can't thank you enough, Henry.
Mr. Odilon, could you...
Of course. I'm on guard duty in the administrative area tonight, so...
Guess you're finally done for the day now, huh?
Yep. Oh, no rush! Seriously, it's super late. Tomorrow it is then.
Oh, don't you worry! We will! Yeah, sleep tight!
Fino alla mattina successiva.
Paimon really did sleep like a log. Let's go find Seedream. Let's move out.
Even busier. Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. I have a few people here for a checkup, so
no problem. Anything we can do?
There's a bit of a complicated situation here.
You have to believe me. I'm telling the...
You're in a medical facility.
Please, listen to me. I'm not Gascon.
You're a horrible liar, you know that? We get all your mugshots with the arrest warrants. It's clear.
You mean because of the way I look? I don't know what happened. I just woke up like this. Then you guys dragged me in here for an interrogation.
I brought you here to figure out what's going on. If you truly are the victim of an injustice, yelling isn't going to achieve anything. At most...
This is nuts. Yesterday's interrogation.
Morning, Your Grace. What's going on?
Remember the case I mentioned yesterday? The one brought to me by the Marachose Phantom? Well, we've been questioning the inmates involved this morning.
That's even weirder than what that guy...
The thing is, none of them have been able to provide any evidence whatsoever to support their claims. Questioning them further got us nowhere, so...
And we thought yesterday was as busy as it got for Seedream.
We've compiled their statements. Have a look.
Wait.
Release? Interesting. The inmates they spoke of in their statements appear to all be due...
I noticed that too. If that's their plan, they're underestimating us a little. Every serious offender claims that there's someone else who just so happens to be due for...
All the more reason to be cautious. Lumberzar, check the release list for today and make sure no one gets processed. We're gonna need an excuse, though. Just say we're out of forms, and that
I'm on it.
It's conceivable that our group of serious offenders somehow found a way to switch places with inmates who are about to be released, so they can walk out right under our noses.
We did consider that possibility. But I mean, just look at them. They match the warrants, period.
Only if they're dead ringers for the inmates due for release, I suppose. I gave you that name list yesterday to assist in your investigation.
Yes, the inmates' mugshots were attached to the list. The first thing I did was check for look. The only other thing that stands out to me is that their voices sound a little different today.
Oh, really?
Give me a moment. I think I have a way to confirm whether they're... I know, it's not time to change your dressing yet, but please bear with me. Huh? Isn't that the... This should be Honore. He has very severe facial ulcers, which require an operation in the hospital at the Quarterfontaine. I authorized him to leave...
Yes, like I told you. I'm not Putnam.
So there has been a swap. Well, I can see what happened in Potten's case. But how do you explain the...
No, I believe it was their... The method is a bit like replacing a tooth. Take the bad tooth out, put a false one in. Traveler, Paimon, do you remember Eric?
Yeah, sure.
Then you can be my witnesses. To start with, please... So, you're Eric?
Yes, head nurse.
I need to do another exam.
All right. It's the cognition test first, right?
Now, try to recall if you can. The last time we did this test...
I believe it was...
But that means...
Huh?
So, basically, last night, the Eric who said he saw another him suddenly recovered and applied the... Seajoing did another test before letting him leave, but that time...
I don't know about any test last night. There was nothing to do in the observation ward, so I went straight to bed. Then I somehow...
Well, in that case, there is a reasonable explanation for the strange events.
So, what exactly happened?
The gang of serious offenders wanted to break out of prison, so they identified a group of scapegoats, namely inmates whose terms were almost up. Last night, when Odilon was on duty, they ambushed him and had one of their groups switch appearances with him using their face-swapping method. That allowed them then, once all the other inmates were asleep, Odilon spent his night shift. However, they made one mistake. Henri changed his appearance to match Eric's earlier. Real Eric came to the guards for help, but we didn't know then what we know now. So we put it down to hallucination and sent him to the observation ward. However, since one of the gang members was posing as a guard, they simply changed real Eric's appearance and had their Eric take his place.
Right, because I put Eric on the observation list by then, and no inmates on that list can be processed for departure until...
Hence why the imposters had to pull that little stunt to get fake Eric off the list.
Yeah, it all makes sense now.
Well, I can't fault the reasoning, but I'm afraid that we ruled out the
Criminals altering their facial appearance to commit crimes is nothing new. In fact, one of the explicit duties of the Malazines in the Marechaussee Phantom, we carefully examined all the suspects, and there is no...
Well then...
So far, it seems more likely that the gang stole documentation belonging to the inmates due for release, and are using that to commit...
Actually, there is a potion that can completely change someone's appearance. If they use that...
A shape-shifting potion?
Forgive me, head nurse, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it. If such a potion truly existed, it would jeopardize our entire investigative process at the Marsh...
Yes,
But...
Please, trust me in my professional opinion as...
At the same time, without any solid evidence, it's pure speculation. If we can round round up all the inmates suspected of switching places, then have a little talk with both sides. Yep. Let's...
Okay. Well, it was our negligence that meant we had to come and conduct these post-internment interrogations. And I know it's put you out.
Your Grace, bad news. I paused the releases like you asked, but we were too late. A bunch of people, I checked the list. And sure enough, it's all the people
2 hours ago? That's before today's interrogation.
So there really was a switch after all.
We should be able to catch up with them if we leave now, right?
Not if that potion is real. They can just switch faces again after leaving the fortress. And if the Maréchaussee's Melusines can't even spot them, we wouldn't know where to start.
Yikes! So we're at a complete dead end!
Well, technically there is one. We were only able to arrest this gang thanks to the help of a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute.
Oh? What? Isn't that the handsome guy we met at that skincare promotion?
Handsome? Maybe from a human. One of the crimes this gang is charged with is the manufacture and sale of illicit drugs. According to Mr. Rawat, they appear to have stolen technology he developed. At first, he thought it was a typical case of intellectual property infringement. Thanks to his report, we were able to swoop in and...
What a hero!
No doubt. This is worth following up on. As the one who snitched on them, it's highly that aside, since he's negotiated with them in person before, there's a chance he'll have some additional information for us.
Understood, Your Grace. My team and I will head to the Fontaine Research Institute right away. In the meantime...
Of course.
Miss Morgan, I'd like to come along. Well, I'm the one who discharged the fake Eric last night.
Don't say that, head nurse. Your focus was on the inmate's health, and rightly so. We can't ask you to help.
I also have a more personal reason. Patton is a patient of mine.
Look, head nurse, I completely understand where you're coming from. But arresting criminals is...
Don't worry.
You say that.
If I may, Miss Morgan, Segui is the one who raised the potion hypothesis, and if you really are worried for her... Ah, there you go, right on cue.
Okay. Well,
andiamo tutti insieme.
Greetings. Sorry to impose, but I'm afraid we're...
The Maréchaussee Phantom. Let me guess, you're investigating some more illegal...
Not this time, no. We're looking for a researcher.
What? He actually doesn't work on site here very often. There's a handful of researchers in the nearby area who know him pretty well, though.
Just a handful? I never figured he'd be the most...
Well, I guess you could say he's pop. But in all his time here at the Fontaine Research Institute, I don't think he's ever had a single deep conversation.
That's so weird. He definitely didn't come across like a recluse at that product promotion.
I don't find that weird at all. He definitely didn't strike me as the kind of...
Really? I couldn't tell. Must be a...
Okay, we should talk with his acquaintances. But we also need to check the Research Institute for any clues.
Sure thing. We'll go ask around among the other researchers with Segui. I'm on set... Let's move out. Sorry to bother you, sir, but are you Bertram?
Who's asking?
Just some concerned citizens helping out the Maréchaussee Phantom with an investigation.
Not anymore, we're not. Turns out we don't see eye to eye.
Oh, yeah?
The thing about us researchers is, most of us do what we do for some sort of higher purpose. but not Rawat. All he cared about, he won't even let you work with him unless you sign a confidentiality agreement first. Also, he has better control over who gets which intellectual property rights. How are you supposed to get any? Now that I've got my own technical solution for my compressor, I don't need to work with him anymore.
So that's what Rawat is real.
We'd still like to know where to find him. Is that...
Wait, you're... Yeah, I know you. You're the head nurse at the Fortress of Meripede. All right, then I'm happy to help you if I can. I respect the work you do. Medicine...
Wow, turns out Sejuin's got some real...
Thing is, I have no real way of knowing where he might be. I stopped working with him 2 months ago, and I've barely... But if you want my advice, I'd say go talk to the peddlers. There's a few he meets with every other day or so. Maybe they know where he's at.
Peddlers?
Yeah, back when I was working with him, I noticed he met with them quite often. Wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some shady business together, because it seemed like they went out of the little I overheard was about manufacturing and selling pharmaceutical drugs. Like I said.
Drugs? Doesn't he work with skincare products? Do those count?
Who knows? I never cared to find out. He's the morgue rubber, not me.
Thank you.
Welcome. Goodbye.
What do you want?
Che volete?
We're here to ask about Rawat. Any idea where he might be? We were told you were pretty close.
Close? Not sure that's the word I'd use.
Huh?
It's been a good few days since I last saw him. I don't know where he's at.
Would the pattern in question happen to be related to the...
Yeah, kinda. Butterfly do, or whatever he calls it.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Keep going.
Most of the other researchers here focus on mechanics, energy, stuff like that. I get why he wouldn't be interested in having anything, but I'm studying coatings. There's a huge overlap in our areas of research. Why would he refuse to work with me? I bought his product once, and noticed it contains a unique substance that might have applications in coatings, too. If it worked out, I could probably make as much as he... Don't get me wrong. I had no intention of plagiarizing his work. I was hoping to get official permission to use his findings in my own research. Followed the proper procedure. It was all above board. I would have had to pay him a license fee and everything, but despite that, he turned me down not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's like he's vehemently opposed to the...
So is Rawat antisocial, or is this guy? Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any info about Rawat's whereabouts from him.
Wait, one second. Mr. Auntie, next time you go shopping, you should buy some Bio fruits. Peel the skin, steep in water.
Va bene, grazie. Allora, andiamo a vedere l'altra persona che è qua sopra. Beh, si capiva che era una truffa già all'inizio, poi è anche stato spoilerato nel titolo della missione.
Excuse us, are you Audrey?
Sei Audrey?
That's me.
What is... Are you close friends with Rawat? We're trying to find out where he is.
Close friends?
You
mean because I told him I had feelings for him once? I doubt I'm the first or last at the Institute to make... I should have known, really. Men like him, they just enjoy being surrounded by fawning women.
Okay.
Why would I know what...
This is getting annoying. Shall we go ask someone else?
I think she knows Rawat better than she cares to admit.
Maybe, but we're not going to get much out for what
she's displaying symptoms common among people in love, if that's what you mean. It's we're still no closer to finding Mr. Rawat, who by this point he...
Danger? Wait, why are you looking for him again?
Oh, that's right, yeah! The Marechaussee Phantom said that he's been targeted by some What?
How has this happened? He seemed fine when I last saw him, and that was only a couple of days...
Oh, I see. I
capisco, quindi lei dove potrebbe trovarsi ora.
But this is purely out of concern for his safety. If he's not at the institute, he might. I heard she raised him alone, but they had it pretty tough financially, and these days she's housebound due to illness. He makes regular trips back home to check on her.
Oh, okay.
Nope, sorry. I only found out the thing about his mother because it came up in conversation once. I was just trying to find out more about it. When I told him I had a crush on him, I offered to help him take care of his mother. And yeah, maybe that was a stupid idea, but did he really have to yell at me for it? It's like, fine, I can take no for an answer, but what's with the temper tantrum? Unbelievable. These guys only want to show you their charming, well-groomed...
looks like her love syndrome is flaring up again.
We need to find out Mr. Rawat's mother's address. Let's check with the marshals, the officers, when we regroup.
Cool, sounds like a plan. Well, that's all 3 researchers. Let's head back to the meetup point. You know, Hyman started out thinking Rawat was a handsome researcher with a friendly and cheerful personality.
So what's your view of him?
A handsome researcher whose difficult upbringing turned him into a profit chaser.
So your thoughts about his appearance haven't...
Well, his looks are kind of a big deal.
You can't judge a person solely based on their appearance.
Head nurse. Traveler. I assume you've spoken with...
Bertram mentioned Rawat's involvement with some pharmaceutical merchants. Do you know if he's registered any pharmaceuticals?
Since he was a whistleblower on such a huge case, I ran a background check on him.
How strange. If he was so focused on commercializing his research and averse to sharing his technology, maybe he and his business partners needed to avoid public scrutiny?
You think he may have colluded with the gang? Well, the crime...
Isn't that pretty unlikely, though? He was the one who blew the whip.
Most children who come to me with tooth decay have suffered pain for a long time already. But
I saw him when he came to make his report, and I certainly didn't get the feeling that he was the type to collude with criminals. You mentioned that he comes from a poor family, so it's possible that by the time he discovered who they really were, he was in too deep.
That does make... No wonder he's so unsocial.
In that case... If Rawat was working with the escaped inmates, they're sure to know more about his whereabouts than us. There's a good chance...
Based on the information we've gathered so far, he was last seen 2 days ago. If no one's seen him...
2 days ago? So he went missing right after...
That was the same day he reported the criminals too.
Don't worry, everyone. I believe we still have a chance. Since he disappeared right after...
Yeah, he must have been worried that they'd come.
All the more reason to find him as soon as possible. The only lead we have at the moment is his mother's house, which you mentioned earlier.
Yep. When you register a brand, the Court of Fontaine requires you to provide a legal address. The one Rawat wrote down was in the...
Okay, then...
This should be the house.
Proprio servizio giusto. Allora busso. Nessuno risponde, ma sente qualcuno respirare.
Sounds like whoever's inside has restricted mobility. Seems serious. What's the...
break the door down?
No. I'll handle it. Let the expert deal with it. There'll be a mountain of paperwork. Calm down.
Deep breaths. Remember your training. Control your strength. And... it's open!
Seath, take a few people and lie in wait. Keep your eyes peeled for any activity around the house. The Traveler, Head Nurse, and I.
Oh, there. On the bed, there's an old lady. That's gotta be Rawat's mother, right? She doesn't look...
We could try, but she is very ill.
Well, doesn't look like Rawat's here. She's the only...
Yep. Hello, ma'am. Might I ask if you're Rawat? Hard of hearing, perhaps.
I have one here.
I'd like to show you a photo, ma'am. Is this your...
Looks like this isn't gonna work.
Well, looks like we're out of leads.
Is it possible he could have avoided returning here because he knew he'd be...
Maybe. But if so, where do we look next?
Yes, so.
I suggest we all return there now. We found a good amount of useful information the first time. But perhaps...
Sorry, officer, but could I stay here for a while?
Of course. The Traveler, stay with the head nurse. You're...
Also, I'd like some Marche members to stay as well. And
why is that?
if Rawat knows how serious his mother's condition is, he will...
Got it. Okay, I'll tell the squad members in hiding to stay put and keep a lookout.
Thanks for helping me out yet again, Traveler and Paimon.
No problem. But when you say her condition is serious...
Yes.
Oh.
Let me take care of a few things first. Could you pat me?
Yeah, of course.
I can tell that her family has tried a lot of different treatment methods, including some very expensive medicines. Unfortunately,
Citrine.
yes. In Melusine's eyes, a human's birth, aging, sickness, and death are as much a part of natural law as some... But human medicine can defy that law to some extent. In that sense, it is a science of miracles. But it was only after I truly became a doctor that I realized miracles don't always happen. Even the greatest doctors cannot cure all disease. Well, don't worry about me, Paimon. A doctor's duty is not to cure all diseases, but at the very least I can lower her fever. That way she'll suffer less.
And yeah, all the more reason to find Rawat as soon as possible, even if we...
Oh, her fever is getting worse.
Sure, we're on the...
Questo baule è stato revisato e contiene alcuni oggetti essenziali che Rava sia già tornato in precedenza? Qui ci fosse una foto di famiglia, perché la foto è stata rimossa? L'ho trovata, per fortuna c'è ancora dell'acqua calda pronta all'uso. Sembra che questo armadietto abbia uno scoperto segreto, ma questo? Sul diario sembra essersi scritto un percorso per accedere al laboratorio sotterraneo.
Found the hot water?
Sure did. And look, judging by this journal, it seems like Rawat has a private lab. There's a good chance he could be there right now. We gotta...
That's great news. The wet towel is ready. I'm giving you another injection. Are you feeling better now? It's all right. We'll go bring him back.
Thank you.
Grazie. Allora, andiamo al laboratorio quindi, no? gente americani sono già qui.
We came as soon as we heard the news.
Siamo precipitati qui non appena abbiamo saputo. Siamo stati troppo
Can't believe we were so careless.
Don't blame yourself. Right now, we need to focus on finding a way in. There's a mechanical door over here. Hopefully the instructions in Rawat's journal will help us.
It's open. Let's go in.
How did they get in here? Captain, up ahead! Those look like our fugitives! Fury!
So they found this place too? Don't let any of them escape!
Another test subject.
First, breathe in. Nice and spicy.
Illusion shattered.
Captain, according to our list, many of the fugitives aren't accounted for. There may be others hiding deeper inside the facility.
So these guys were just the lookout crew.
The Marachose Phantom? How did they find it?
Wait, it's that guard from the fortress.
That's right, I'm on your side. I mean, the Duke sent me. What's the matter? Some sort of mix-up?
Mr. Odilon, didn't I tell you a few days ago that you need to stop all field work?
Well, you know, gotta help His Grace.
Officer Morgan, this man is an imposter. The real Mr. Odilon has no recent health issues.
What?
Looks like the head nurse was right about the face-swapping method. Arrest them all! DuPont, stay here and keep guard. And watch the exit. If we're not...
Got it.
Sì, signore.
So many jars. Was this some sort of scent? It's probably the ingredients used to make butterfly dew. How come they're all empty?
he? Did it sell so well that he ran out of supplies?
How strange. Why would Rawat choose to manufacture a popular product like that in such a difficult-to-reach location, given our suspicion that he may have been coerced into the illegal drug trade? I would have thought that any production facility we find here would be used for illicit purposes.
Perhaps butterfly dew is itself an illegal drug.
Do you have any evidence for that claim?
No, just a guess. We need to find Rawat as soon as possible. He has all the answers we need.
Understood. Well...
Doesn't look like we're gonna get this door open. Let's find another way around. This one's closed too. What's with those carts and tracks? Oh, maybe it's one of those doors that opens when it senses cargo passing through. There's a loaded cart right over there. Let's bring it to the door and give it a try.
Time to go.
There is no escape.
Hold the line.
Wind strike.
Boba, get them.
Shine down.
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Pronto? Buongiorno, quindi. Ecco. Te l'ho detto ieri. Tu ieri mi sei detto, no?
Time to go.
Ed è ovvio che fa male. No, devo farlo lo stesso. Niente. Stavo facendo una cosa che non so fare. No, stavo facendo la live. Sono in live. Da solo. No.
This room's much smaller than the others.
Judging by the implements on the table, this looks like a...
Head nurse! Over here!
Let's see. Well, that's clothes. What? Perhaps they stripped him down and left the clothes. Yikes, Deedween, where did that come from?
Oh, what a tragic way to go.
Modo tragico per andarsene.
There's a path leading further on, Officer Morgan.
Proseguiamo.
There's a whole bunch of people.
C'è un sacco di gente.
Are you serious? You're telling us that within a day, our faces are going to rot like yours?
Fontanian physiology changed dramatically after that great flood, and it's not as compatible with this face-changing solution as before. The side effects...
Why didn't you say anything before we all used it?
Look, my plan got you all out of prison, didn't it? You'd have much bigger problems to worry about right now if the Marshal Say Phantom found out about your other crimes.
You're just lucky we didn't leave you in there after you disappeared on us with no warning. We only let it slide because we're former partners.
Partners? Make no mistake, each of us is only looking out for himself. If you place too much, you hid things from me too. Remember how you each had a...
Oh, and you didn't have a secret spare?
Guys, that's enough. Calm down. What's the plan, Parton? I'm assuming you brought us here for a...
There is no plan. Besides, what does it matter?
I said enough arguing.
The most practical...
Are you kidding me? This stuff was hard enough to get a hold of even when we had a supply. Now you're asking us to use it like skin lotion. After the flood all but wiped the supply out?
Well, there is another option. You'll have to make a deal with me first.
Okay, now we're talking.
I have a document I took from that researcher that details how to make a replacement. Just give me one bottle of the undiluted fluid, and I'll get to work. What's the problem? I thought you always kept reserves. Or do you really just have one?
What do you think? That we were shipping them into the fortress of Meripede by the basket load?
Well then, say hello to never showing your...
I've heard enough! Get him!
Freeze! Marshal Say Phantom!
What? Who let them in?
Officer Morgan, before anything else, please...
What?
I don't see him. Hand over!
Spare us your condescending attempts to coax us back to ourselves.
Arrest them all! Don't let any...
Rest and rebuild!
Wind strike! That hurts!
There is no escape! Allow me! Boba, get them!
Shine down! Wind strike!
There is no escape!
Rest and rebuild!
Huh. Gotta say, I never expected to...
Some patients respond better to a more aggressive treatment plan.
Captain, we finished the head count.
Over there! The door's closing!
La parte si sta chiudendo.
One group trying to arrest me, another trying to hunt me down. Good. I gotta kill two birds with one stone.
How did he get up there? There must be a secret passage somewhere. Find it!
Don't waste your energy. I already sealed it off.
How naive. We have more people outside. If we're not back out by the agreed time, they'll come to our rescue.
Well then, you'd better hope they get here in time.
There's some kind of gas leaking from the pipes. Be careful.
This is our distribution center, where we store the product derived from our source solution. We had to use special fire prevention method. The pipe network here was designed to emit a gas for firefighting.
Why would you do this?
Oh, please. If they can't supply what I need, they're of no further use to me. Besides, I can't have an excuse.
He's a maniac! Come on, we gotta find a way to open that...
Go ahead, struggle in vain. Once the last of you croaks, no one will ever fight me again.
Are you sure you're ready to leave, Cotton? You haven't changed...
You can't cure my face, just give up.
And what if I could?
Nice try. You're just trying to stall me. Don't you worry about me. I'll find a way to cure my face once I get out of here.
Oh, I doubt it. After all, the key component of the face-changing potion is the fluid left behind by dissolved Fontanians. It might look like ordinary water before the flood. All Fontanians were Oceanids, physiologically speaking. A potion made from that fluid could dissolve and reconstruct the face of a Fontanian. In much the same way as hydroidolins change theoretically, it could give someone any appearance they wished. But since the flood, Fontanians have become true humans. They can no longer provide the source material for this potion.
Are you saying this potion is made from Fontanians dissolved with primordial seawater?
How could you know all of this? No way.
It also means that I have a formula you're unaware of.
I might get to make a deal today after all.
Oh, it's not a formula, but a finished product.
What?
When I tried Rawat's skincare product, I noticed it had a certain special component in it. So I had my friends gather some other ingredient. I'm guessing his skincare lotion contains the fruits of your joint
Impressive guesswork. But it only contains a tiny amount of the active ingredient. The effect is minuscule compared to...
I found a way to reverse the dilution process, giving the skincare lotion a similar effect to the fluid it is derived from.
That's impossible.
If I tell you some of the ingredients, I think you can figure it out. First, you need to combine tainted hydrophantasm tissue with
tainted hydrophantasms and transoceanic pearls. Sounds good to me. There's a delivery pipeline beneath this window. Drop the potion in, and I'll...
Nope, not trusting you that easily. You're like those naughty kids who try to hide their illness. Open the sluice gate first.
Even if you're not bluffing, your potion won't cure my face permanently. You really think I'm not closing the valve this time? Clock's ticking.
Fine. Then I'll just stand here with the potion in my hand. And when I faint from the poison...
No.
It's open!
Disable Disable that sluice gate!
Se trovate la porta
Jam
bloccata,
it!
non fatela
That's more
chiudere di
like
nuovo.
it.
Così va bene. In tal caso una promessa è
Head
una
nurse,
promessa.
there's too much poison
Passare
gas in
questo
here.
pieno di gas tossico,
We have to
andarsene
leave now.
subito.
Time to go.
That was too close.
Don't be too quick to sit down. Moving around a little will help. Same goes for you, traveler.
Oh, but Paimon, flying fast is pretty tiring too, actually. Anyway, that's not important right now. I'm still shocked to learn that there's a whole criminal episode.
Shame I ended up giving the improved version of Cotton after finally making it.
No, please don't. Paimon doesn't want to use that. Yeah, Paimon was...
Head nurse, I've done a final head count of our team and the criminals. Everyone's here and doing fine. It's a shame that we didn't find Rawat.
What a horrible bunch. Especially that Patton guy. If he hadn't made good on that...
No, he wouldn't. I always keep a whole bunch of antidotes on me for emergencies. And one of them neutralizes that poison gas.
What? Then why did you give him...
If this is true, I must concur. Sorry to be... If he changes his appearance and flees Fontaine, it's unlikely that we'll ever find him. No matter how...
No, you don't understand. I gave him the potion precisely so we could be sure where he'll go next.
What do you mean?
Oh, we gotta hurry. She won't...
Aggiungiamo la destinazione.
Time to go.
Don't move a muscle. I might be short, but I pack a mean punch, Captain. You're just in time. While I was lying in wait, I spotted this crook snooping around, trying to...
Oh.
Are you...
Potton?
What?
This is how Potton looked before his face was marred. His current appearance matches the mugshot on his arrest warrant.
Wait, so what's going on? Wasn't the whole point of the potion to disguise himself and escape Fontaine? Why would he change back to his original face and run right into our trap?
Enough of this nonsense.
You better pipe down. There's an old lady in there who's very sick. No way.
To heck with it. Listen to me.
He's gotta be lying, right? Rawat was a victim in all this. He was forced into it against his will. How can he and this...
Forced against his will? Back when I was being coerced, everyone thought I was colluding of my own free will. And then when I actually became a criminal in my own right, you all suddenly thought I must be under. Amazing what a difference a handsome face...
Save us this...
You want an explanation? Fine. I'll tell it how it is. When I was just pot... The whole world...
Ew.
Women despise me.
Collaborate?
My peers scorn me.
Mr. Potton, was it? I'm most interested in your research. Consider it carefully. I doubt you'll find other investment opportunities.
Only villains would work with me.
You went out of the game?
Uscire dai giochi, poi scordato l'ultima che abbiamo fatto
I slipped up a little. Left your picture with some Marechaussee Phantom officers. Easy mistake to make. Now they... So I suggest you put any thoughts of running away in arrest. If you get caught by the guards for being in the synth business, you ain't ever seeing the light of day again.
quindi suggerisco di accantonare l'idea di fuggire. Gli agenti della Guardia arrestano per il traffico delle sintinte e non lo vedrai per l'unico dei giorni.
There was no way out for me until I could stop.
Mr. Rawat, I
became popular with women. This new potion you developed is fascinating. Genius, in fact. Would you consider working with me?
My peers looked up to me.
I'm very interested in your research, sir. You must no doubt have offers from countless investors. So far be it for me to ask for a...
And the villains even began to fear me. Becoming Rawat showed me what a superficial world we live, but I did not hold a grudge. After all, this superficiality could be, or so I thought. But alas, the world seemed bent on... Mother, I'm back. How are you doing?
Ale, mi fare un favore, chiudi. Mamma, sono tornato, come stai? Chiudi. Così qua me li devi tenere perché dopo me le dai. Mi dammi il banco e me la prendere 20 euro.
I bought the best medicine Mora could buy, but nothing would cure her illness. In the end, I hoped she'd at least be able to see her son one last time before she passed, but...
Cazzo, che auguri, oh! Oh, domani è sabato andiamo a prendere un pantaloncini corti, se io un po' muoio, adesso ho parlato con il capo, e sì, fortuna, non ti preoccupare. Sabato mattina mi vedo con lui. Il mio caporotto fa, ma no, Massimo, tanto è buono.
Everyone else rejected me. The only person who cared about me was my mother. Then, when I became a rising star in the Fontaine Research Institute, I was unrecognizable to her.
I have to let her see me again, even if it means donning my own wretched, ugly face. Well, is that enough explaining for you? Now do you understand? Let me inside already!
Have you ever considered if you'll even be able to look your mother in the eyes after what you've done? You found a way to completely change your identity. You could easily have escaped from them. But no. You chose to keep working with them.
Why would I want to give up on such a lucrative business? The profits were dozens of times that of the synth business, and it was all above board.
So you kept being a villain just for the money?
By what standard? Is doing evil deeds really what makes someone a villain in your eyes? Or does it all come down to the way they look? None of you saw a villain when I was wearing my other face, did you? You have no right to judge me. You're all just fake people living in a hypocritical world. I regret nothing. My mother would understand.
You're a villain to the core, but especially that tongue.
Honestly, I don't see a villain when I look at your current face either.
Don't humor me. You don't seem surprised by my confession in the least. How long have you known the truth?
I didn't know anything for sure until you chose to take that potion bottle and spare our lives. But if you're asking when I started suspecting you, it was the first time you came to see me at the infirmary. I had to confirm my suspicions. That's why I chose to join this investigation.
Are you kidding me? A young, promising researcher and a wretched criminal? What on earth gave you the idea that they could be one and the same person?
Well, there were no visual clues. This potion's face-changing effects are very powerful. Even as a Melusine, I couldn't see through the disguise. But I believe I understand humanity a little better than most of my kind. Humans have certain fundamental qualities that do not change with their appearance.
Fundamental qualities, huh? So you think you're the one who's seen through me, do you? Most people probably don't know this, but I think I can guess what your deal is. Melusine constitutions are very close to that of water, so it stands to reason that the potion should work on them too. You used it yourself, didn't you? That's why you have a human appearance.
Sea Dream? Yes, you're right.
Lo stipendio di luglio lo prendo, ma sai che mi dicevi devo prendere?
I'll bet it was back in the days when Melusines were discriminated against because of their appearance. It was either carry on living in the gutters as part of an alien race cast out by humanity, or become the head nurse of the fortress of Meripede, revered by all. Not a hard choice to make. It's a no-brainer. So you see, you and I were the same. And I'm the one who saw through you.
That's not important right now. You came here to see your mother, didn't you? Well, I can grant you your wish.
Head nurse, I'm not sure that's a good idea in his current state.
Don't worry. Back in the warehouse when I traded the potion for our lives, I was doing it to test him. He was willing to risk sacrificing his only chance of escaping capture by opening the gate in exchange for the potion. Also, he could see his mother again. If nothing else, his concern for his mother is genuine.
I see.
So before you arrest him, please allow him to see his mother one last time. The Traveler and I will accompany him. You have nothing to worry about.
All right. I understand.
Ho fatto un bordello. È entrata una ragazza da fare la radiografia, guarda. C'era, oh, adesso ti faccio la parte di qua, guarda. C'era il male qua, non riusciva a tenerselo. Ha detto che si è girata durante la notte e si torna un al collo. Radiografia.
It's me, Cotton, your son. You recognize me now, don't you? Mom, what's wrong?
I'm sorry, but I have some bad news. I examined your mother last time we were here, and it appears that due to her prolonged fever, she's lost her eyesight.
What?
Your appearance no longer has any bearing on her ability to recognize you. But there are always other ways to remind our loved ones who we are. Wouldn't you say?
No, it can't be. Please, Mom, open your eyes. It's me, your son, Cotton. If you really can't see my face, then here, take my hand. Tell me you feel your son's hand. I've done so much to get to this point.
Please, you have to recognize me. No, 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 no.
Mio collega me l'ha detto before. Io ero sul ponte, io l'ho visto cadere, però da
The temperature of his palm must have changed.
Ma allora c'è
I'm sorry. It seems I couldn't bring him back to you after all.
Si è staccato tu, io ho sentito lui. Ma ti rompe lo stesso perché movimento.
Thank you.
Che bello il dolore. Il dito mi fa pensare che mi fa male. Dammi un bicchiere con un occhio perché devo prendere. Ma no, ma un cazzo, due fetti di bolore.
Mom. Why would
tu segui la storia che
ancora sta cazzo di storia devo seguire. Ah, mica che auguri.
Mom. Mom.
I'm sorry to say this, Potton, but you and I are not the same.
Ma qua la storia dice un cazzo, che cazzo di storia devo seguire, quei coglioni. Allora, ha tenuto fuori un messaggio, c'è scritto devi fare un bonito. Su oggi. Capiamo. Adesso, non so che tempo leggo. No, niente, la prova è rimasta così. Poi dice che cazzo è tu.
Ah, non è la voce della banca.
Tu dici segui la storia, ma la storia dov'è?
Non devo andare.
E che cosa devo? Non dice niente.
Perché questo giro c'è il negoziante di bellezza.
The wait is over, everyone! The sale of our new skincare product, Romaritime Essence, will now begin.
Another skincare promotion! And it's selling as fast as last time. Wonder what people would think if they knew what was in the last batch.
Sui 30 anni lo vai dal parrucchiere.
Oh, Seedween's here too!
Te lo fai fare con la macchinetta da qualcuno.
Hey, Seedween!
Io la metta.
Oh, Traveler Paimon, of course! Nurse's orders, right? Anyway, are you here to take notes for your next article?
Actually, I'm mostly here to help Officer Morgan wrap up yesterday's case.
Ah, that reminds Paimon. That stuff sold like crazy, didn't it? Is it gonna cause huge problems?
Nope, there's nothing to worry about. Unless modified, Butterfly Dew is an excellent skincare product that's completely safe to use. Besides, officers have already retrieved all Butterfly Dew purchased on the market. Now it's just a matter of disposal. After consulting Monsieur Nervulette, I came up with a way to neutralize any harmful effects, so it'll evaporate naturally without polluting water or soil.
Wow, it's Seedween to the rescue again!
Thank you for serving as our consultant, head nurse. All the butterfly dew we recovered has been disposed of, according to your instructions.
Great! Good job, everyone!
Also, you mentioned you wanted a copy of Rawat's interrogation records. Well, technically, Potton's records. Anyway, I have them with me. Here. After he saw his mother for the last time, it was like all his mental defenses came crashing down. He put up no resistance during the interrogation, and answered all our questions. We learned a lot. Apparently, the formula was something he discovered by chance, while helping the criminal gang produce synth. Later, he came up with the idea to dilute it, and use the resulting substance as a skincare product. Their supplier was Vache. But you could also argue that they were the ones doing him a favor. His operation helped Vache's gang dispose of an enormous amount of evidence. It made for a seamless collaboration. One man's trash was another man's treasure, and there were no loose ends. It's no wonder we never noticed what Potten's gang was up to.
Vache again, huh? Is there still no end to the harm he caused?
Make no mistake. The crimes of Vache and his accomplices will come to an end. It's only a matter of time. Since the flood cut off their supply of primordial seawater, they've been forced to resort to riskier methods, like using their private reserve to attack people on the street. Naturally, those attempts all ended in failure. After receiving numerous reports, we were able to zero in on the gang and eventually round them up.
That sounds more like it.
Based on what he told us in his confession, we pretty much had him backed into a corner, even though he made a point of distancing himself from the gang while disguised as Rawat. He tried to throw us off his tail by reporting his accomplices, giving him enough time to transform back into but...
So he tried this one looking at the...
Yes. Even so, he went too far.
I understand. Why did you want them anyway? Potten was one of my... Why are you still... That may be true.
One last thing, head nurse. Please keep everything you know about this potion a secret. It would be for the best if most of Fontaine knows nothing of its existence. I know my fellow officers and I will be able to sleep easier if that's the case.
Of course. Not to worry.
Thank you for
So, Segui, did you really use that potion yourself? Why do you sound so... Yes, but... I know. Before I tell you, of course.
Dove devo andare? Non so, ho perso la storia, vabbè.
Time to go.
Tanto non era una serie interessante. Mettergli la maglietta, esci senza. Ho il braccio rotto e non posso muovermi.
Oh, Nervalette and Risley, they're here too.
Good to see you, traveler. Paimon. I trust all has been going well for you.
Big news, everyone. The Udex is out of his office on important business.
Hmm? Is that genuinely something people would consider big news?
Why wouldn't they? Important business is a big deal.
Ah, yes, you're quite right. When someone you care about requires emotional support, being there for them at the right time and place is of the utmost importance. After reading the Maréchal Say Phantom's reports, I had a feeling a trip here might be in order.
Take note. That, my friends, is how Monsieur Nervalette shows that he cares. We're both here for the same purpose, actually, to accompany Segui as she pays her respects to her late teacher.
So the old friend she mentioned was her sorry.
I doubt she can...
Indeed. In fact, in those days, many people harbored prejudices against Melusines. She was the only teacher willing to take Segui on as a student.
Wow. It's really nice of you two to be here for Segui. Guess you guys really look out for your...
Younger Segui served, strictly speaking.
She served a sentence?
Yes. Long initially I and Mo, but now it seems more likely that...
Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Segui had her reasons for choosing to obtain a human form, but the act was nonetheless in clear violation of the law.
Could you tell us a little bit more about what happened back then?
Certainly.
Even with their daughter so ill, they keep...
Master...
I discovered I had no choice but...
Then,
Oh,
There's no... As I said...
I know.
Even if it...
As long as I don't hurt...
Then I shall make one... If I am able to work this miracle, then I will have found a way to save all Fontanians. And I shall be able to help you treat that girl. If not, then it means there is one more disease in this world that I cannot treat. In that case, do not come looking for me. I will leave you a parting gift. An accidental discovery happened upon through my study of this strange disease. It has little use, but it will at least help you cure this one patient you can reach.
When Segui returned, the miracle had not occurred. She found a potion bottle and a note on the table. After using the potion as instructed, she gained her current form, breaking Fontaine's law in the process. And after I had confirmed the veracity of the events, I gave my verdict.
So that's what happened.
I fear Segui only when I reflected on all this, after the final details of the events surrounding Segui's transformation came to light, I checked several sources and, thankfully, the legal code does not require Segui to shoulder any additional punishment.
Wonder how she feels about all this.
Since she invited you here, I imagine she intends to speak of these matters with you, no?
Time to go.
You're here.
La foto su Facebook e scrivi,
quanto hai detto, ma che cazzo ne
The old friend I mentioned was my teacher.
Hai detto che c'è
When she passed, her body was nowhere to be found. All that's left of her is an empty tomb. And even that's deep underwater now.
Segui, the witch who gave you the magic potion, she was your teacher, wasn't she?
Sounds like Monsieur Neuvillette filled you in.
After learning the truth, it must have been hard to process, huh?
Well, to be honest, after I realized what really happened that night, my first thought was that it kind of made sense. It seemed exactly like the sort of thing she would do. But
she was planning to sacrifice herself and never told you.
That's just who she was. If lying is what it took to get a kid to take their medicine, then that's what she'd do.
Alright, but why did you turn yourself in?
I broke the law, simple as that. My teacher made her choice, and I made mine.
True. It's just the way Cotton framed it when he was asking you all those questions, it made Paimon really mad. You're not like him at all, and everything Neuvillette said confirms that. And yet, you were still convicted and thrown in prison. It just feels so unfair.
Unfair? I happen to think just the opposite. If I hadn't served that time, I'm not sure I would have been able to stay strong when he was questioning me.
What makes you say that?
I knew you'd be curious. Let me tell you a story. The verdict came down. This Melusine is guilty. Deudex defended the authority of Fontaine law, but he did not confiscate the Melusine's medical kit. And so, the Fortress of Meripede gained a new little doctor. She still wore her hood and raincoat, even though it never rained in the fortress. Perhaps thanks to her human appearance, no one refused her treatment. She treated more and more patients, and her sentence grew ever shorter. Finally, the people of the fortress could not live without her. And though her sentence ended, she did not leave them either. Then one day, she received an invitation from the outside world. The location seemed familiar, and when she arrived, an old lady was waiting for her. She saw right through the Melazine's disguise, but didn't reveal it. Instead, she asked a question.
Tell me, why do you think you gained the respect of so many people, despite being a Melazine?
Because I look like a human?
It's been 50 years, Segui, and you haven't aged a day. I think everyone knows you are not human. I finally found you, after all these years. I still remember, you know. It was you who saved me that night.
But how? I was no longer a Melazine by then.
Does it really matter if you're human or Melazine? I remember the warmth of your palm. It's quite unmistakable. And you know what? It hasn't changed one bit. You don't have to hide anymore, Segui. These days, everyone wants to make friends with Melazines. And I think that it's all because of you. I'm sorry I couldn't say this until now, but thank you, Dr. Melazine.
Now that's an ending Paimon can get behind.
After hearing everything Paimon said, I tried to treat him. I understand. Thanks, you two. I appreciate you being...
Oh, it's nothing.
Oh, there's one more reason I invited you here. It's about time I finally give you what I promised. In order to restore the appearances of the face-swapping victims, the Marechaussee Phantom gave me special permission to make a few bottles of that potion.
We don't need it though. Shouldn't we destroy it?
Well, even if you chose to destroy it, I still thought I should give it to you first. You two did so much for me. How could I break my promise?
Well, fair enough, but anyway, Paimon's definitely not interested in this stuff anymore. Still, if this is the very last bottle in all of Teyvat, getting rid of it would feel like kind of a waste. Maybe we can give it a special meaning somehow. Oh, Paimon's got it! Melazine physiology wasn't affected by the Great Flood, right? So that means the potion should have a permanent effect on you. In that case, what do you say, Segui? Ever thought about transforming back to the way you used to look? After all, from a Melazine point of view, Paimon bets Melazines look the cutest of all!
Paimon, after everything, do you really think it matters whether I'm Melazine or a human?
Well... What was Paimon thinking? You made up your mind a long time ago! Yeah, let's just destroy this thing.
Leave it to me.
Ok, allora c'è anche un'altra parte.
Time to go.
Dimmi di no. Ok, è finito. Bene, ora c'è l'evento da fare. Vabbè, tanto l'evento lo faccio veloce. Tanto non mi interessano gli altri oggetti. Mi dice ci sono effetti da congelamento. Questo. E dov'è l'acqua? Forse è meglio l'elettrico.
Embrace the ice! You're toast! Take flight! Hold the line! Whirling snow! Allow me! Take flight! Sakura swirl! Whirling snow! My apologies! Yeah! Yeah! Whirling snow! Kami-san to art! Sumetsu! My apologies! Rest and rebuild! Hold the line! Whirling snow! Sakura swirl! Rest and rebuild!
Non mi interessano.
Say cheese!
Swift and merciful! Forth, my blade! Spirit blade! Attack!
Be still. Mind the deluge.
Hold that pose! Say cheese! Smile! Hard-hitting exclusive! Hold that pose! Say cheese!
Swift and merciful!
Allow me!
Be still.
Interessano il primo, poi il resto non mi interessa. Allora, 36. Ok, abbiamo finito. vediamo, ma tanto la vedo dura. Mi servirebbero tutte e due, ma appunto su di lei. Allora, niente. Va bene, raga. Grazie a tutti e buona serata. Ciao.